ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. As you see in the background of the screen, you see my big ass face on there, so you know this means it is the Six-Man Convo live.
Yeah. And I'm the sidekick.
I need to change that background. That background made me look like a narcissist. You know what? Fuck that. I'll be a narcissist for this show.
Boy, I was about to say, hell no. You gravitate towards that shit.
Exactly. So, like I said, man, we got the Six-Man Convo this evening. This is another one of them of the week. Like you said, I'm K Styles, aka 6MK Live. To the screen right, you know him as the senator. It is Mad Mike Sports in the building.
Call me the Narcissist Junior.
You the senator, motherfucker. I'll be the narcissist of the universe with this one. So,
you know what? I would argue, but I feel like being in love.
Be in love with who?
Love. You fell for it, boy. Love. I just want to sing the song. I just want to sing the song. Only you would know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you was. Like I said, that shit. Like I said, that's the setup. That, like I said, these folks don't know. These folks don't know. It's always a setup going one thing in the way.
It is. I just want to sing the song. That's all.
Well. To the comedic bullshit side of the.
Why y'all didn't see Kirk? Who that motherfucker said? Who the fuck you in
love with? Who the fuck you in love with, nigga? Wait. You be like, everyone's watching to see what you would do. Everyone's looking at you. Whoa.
I guess that dispels all those rumors of Kim being Mad Mike's lackey. That motherfucker saying quick, boy.
So I'm looking like the fuck that.
Oh boy.
Like, look. All I say is I'm saying the everyone's watching to see what you would do. Everyone's looking at you. Whoa. Everybody's working for the weekend.
Yep.
I was watching Click today, so you know that song came on. I had to sing that song. But like you said, man, we got a lot of people in here right now, so we gotta definitely give a shout out to the people that's already in here. As you already know, hold on, let me get that out the way. We got A137 Sauce in the building. We got Pat Norris. We got Ski Yee in the building. You got John Sinclair. Got Maurice Martin. We got the homie Silk in the building. Got one of my favorite ladies, aka the first lady of Mr. White Network, Sonya. The first lady of Mr. White Network.
I'm proud to say I love Sonya. I'm proud for that.
There you go. That's my daughter's godmother, aka speaking of that, give a definitely special shout out to Miss Kylie.
Yeah. Happy birthday, baby girl.
Yeah, she done spent all my money today, so you know how that go. She done spent all my money. Look, still trying to look like whatever. It is bad because I'm gonna have more money spent because Christmas is next week.
Right.
Lord have mercy. BP, what's going on? Sherman Wood, man. So let's go ahead and get right into the show right here, man. before we get right into it, man, like you said, man, I guess we in a better mood today. As you hear, Mike over here singing about Jane Brown and shit over here. Yeah. Mike in a better mood today.
Yeah.
Hopefully everybody had a good day today. Luckily it wasn't as cold as it normally be, but it what it is, man. But we do got a couple of topics that we want to go ahead and get on out the way, man. So, like I said, either you catching this on 6MK Live channel or Mad Mike Sports channel. We doing it the right way. So, we got two topics, Mike. We got Kyle Pitts' last days in Atlanta.
It's real this time. It's real.
It's for real now. And the other topic is the lack of hype for the 2026 NFL draft, which is going to also tie into what our thoughts of as far as the college award recipients and why nobody really gives a damn. But we're going to go ahead and John talk about, am I starting rumors? Maybe.
That's a strong maybe.
Maybe. But this is a conversation piece that we're having right here, man, as far as Mr. Kyle Pitts himself. So I know you might have kind of seen a lot of the praise and a lot of the excitement of Kyle Pitts, especially after this past week's game against Tampa Bay, where he had 11 catches for 166 yards, 3 touchdowns, and ended up being the offensive player of the week. Now, there has been certain people that have been talking about that this was a coming out game for Kyle Pitts.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I'm looking at it like, why are y'all surprised? That's exactly the type of game you're gonna get when you use it the right way. But but Mike, how you feel about how are you feeling about this as far as this resurgence as far as the football fans mindset of Kyle Pitts?
Well, that's a loaded question for somebody like me.
Yeah, especially yo one trap minded ass. Yeah, go ahead.
See, I try not to. I try my best to change. I do try, but I always end up back at the same table.
Huh? At least look. I say it like this: what you said, you can't multitask at the same time. I have a very bad attention span, so shit, we in the same damn boat.
Yeah, Cam really does have a bad.
That's why look. That's why I can't read. That's why I don't like reading. Cause if I read, I start getting agitated. So that's why if y'all coming at us with your complaints and a whole biography format, I tend to ignore it. If you got, like you say, if you got something to say or you got a problem with us, please put it in at least at a maximum 2-sentence damn reply, not a whole goddamn paragraph.
I'm a paraphrase the shit anyway. I ain't reading all that bullshit. That's what I'm gonna do.
Right. If I see if it's in a long ass paragraph, that's what the 6-man breakdown is about. That'll be the first time I see it.
Now we do pay attention to it, but if we pay attention to it, it's gonna be on the show. We're gonna break it down.
Mm-hmm. So what you feeling about Kyle Pitts right now, especially after this past game, man?
Well, I feel like that they've
Leo, you shut the hell up. You talking about I'm a jackass. Yeah, motherfucker, I'm a jackass to you. Just like you a jackass to me.
He deserves every bit of it.
Mm-hmm. But that's my brother right there. So if anybody could be a jackass, it'd be you, goddammit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I honestly think. See, I was actually listening to who was I listening to? Joyce Myers. I was listening to Joyce Myers, and she was talking about, I forgot what it was about. Confidence or something. But I was listening to her, and she said something about a story. No, it wasn't. It was Joel Osteen. That's who it was. It was Joel Osteen, and he was talking about a Bible passage where one of the kings, back in the day, they used to set up their daughters with different peoples in the villages and stuff like that. And
right.
What happened is they would guarantee that if you work for me for X amount of years, because they didn't have cars and big ass factories and stuff like that. So they used to get people in the villages to work for them for X amount of years, and then their reward would be they would marry one of their daughters and stuff like that. So
right.
In one story, in one passage, the guy worked for him for 7 years, and after those 7 years, it was initially agreed upon that he would marry the one that he personally chose. Well, the father screwed the guy over and gave him the ugly wife. He gave him the ugly wife. Stay with me, y'all. Stay with me. It's gonna have a big payoff. So he said, "Oh hell no, this ain't what I signed up for. Like I didn't ask for the ugly one. I wanted the pretty one." All right, and after he said, "Like I don't want the pretty one. I don't want the ugly one. I want the pretty one." He said, "You're gonna have to work for me for 7 more years, for a few more years." So he said, "All right." After a few more years, he end up marrying the pretty wife. I knew John was gonna get it. I knew he was gonna get it, John. So he ended up marrying the pretty wife, and what happened was he got what he wanted in the pretty woman, but it took time for him to get the pretty wife. Hint, hint. So I'm saying all that to say this. We didn't initially get what we wanted from Kyle Pitts. We didn't initially get what we wanted for Kyle Pitts, but now we're in a position where Kyle Pitts is seemingly coming into his own. So what are the Atlanta Falcons going to do at this point? The Atlanta Falcons may be in the position where they either going to let somebody else take the pretty wife. You keep the ugly one, that one that's supposed to be, she does everything right. She does everything right. And the interesting story about that, the interesting part of that story is that the greatness or the good thing that came out of this is that a great person came out from the things that they didn't want. So the Atlanta Falcons in the position right now that, especially Atlanta Falcons fans, is like, are we gonna let Kyle Pitts walk because it took him time? it took him time to kind of find his way, or we gonna allow somebody else to take greatness and we just deal with somebody that's just pretty? That's where we are right now. Either we're gonna take Leah, who was quote unquote the ugly woman, but the greatness came through the lineage of Leah, and then the pretty woman, nothing great came out of that lineage with Rachel. But now we're in a position we got to choose either greatness or we just gonna choose aesthetics with Kyle Pitts. So that right there, Falcons fans, that's something that we really got to think about. We just gonna let them walk and try to find something that we deem to be better than Kyle Pitts, or we gonna deal with Kyle Pitts? Because right now, if we keep Kyle Pitts, I think he's finally starting to come into his own. I think we can do some great things if we keep Kyle Pitts. To be honest, because you already got Drake. We already know what Drake is at this point. And you don't really need a guy that come in and just be a Julio Jones type. I think we already got some great players. We got two great players in Bijan Robinson and Drake London. And all you need is Kyle Pitts to be the leader of sorts. You know what I'm saying? So I think, and I've said this before, Kyle Pitts is the reason why we're going to get to a Super Bowl. I still believe that. You can't, most great teams, they always have a tight end that's going to be the bridge to the passing game with the wide receiver and the running back. And I think Kyle Pitts can be that bridge from our passing game to our running back to be the balance.
Okay. Yeah, so let's say for the tight end position. So I'm looking at the tight end position right now. If it allows me to do it, you son of a bitch. You ain't gonna let me do it. But so it's word around that it's a possible franchise tag for a Kyle Pitts. So for those that don't know what the NFL franchise tag is, it's essentially a tag number that will actually be equated to what the highest paid tight end gets for 1 year. And just doing the estimation of it, if you franchise tag Kyle Pitts for 2026, that will probably be equated to about $14 million. Anywhere about 14 to 15.
Yeah, that's actually not bad to be
Now, here's the question. That's all guaranteed money. Falcons will be going into 2026 with a $10 million salary cap tag going into 2026, and you got quite a lot of people that are free agents. Now, as Mike pointed to me, that number could fluctuate up and down solely just based off of restructures and stuff like that. So we don't really know what the plan is. But here's where a big question comes into it. You got to think about Drake London's numbers too. So it's a lot of question marks that comes with this. That's why I said it's just very interesting that with Drake London being out of the question for the last few weeks, they decided to know what the fuck to do with Kyle Pitts of all instead of just using it for the whole year. They wait until Mr. Drake London is out and we get to see the Kyle Pitts that didn't surprise me, by the way. It may have surprised a lot of y'all, but it didn't surprise me at all. But we got a $5 super chat from Terry Lloyd. Says, so patience and development leads to greatness. It's not biblical. It's universal. See, Terry Lloyd, he been coming with a lot of philosophical stuff here all week. So, like you said, they're just letting y'all know it ain't just us.
No, it is biblical. Patience is always the thing. Patience is biblical. That's what the thing is. We try to redefine what is biblical. The thing is biblical is nothing but truth, and the truth of the matter is in it. The truth of the matter is when we talk about that, like what is patience. A lot of people don't associate patience and development with the Bible, but that's what the Bible even teaches. It's about patience. So that's all great things come within patience. Forgiving people, seeing people for what they are, it goes in the line it goes in the line with development and patience. You can't have development without patience. You can't speed rush through life. You can't speed rush through developing a great player. You have to, and this is what the Atlanta Falcons have done. They tried to speed past the development of the quarterback position by throwing an old ass Kirk Cousins in there and an older quarterback, a college quarterback in Michael Penix, so they could, essentially avoid the Desmond Ridder effect when it comes down to it. And this is something that K-Styles even talking about. Patience is all about, when you hear patience and people just say, oh, it's not this, it's not that. Patience is always, look, the person who got patience is always the one that is the wisest. It's always always the ones that are impatient. They end up making the biggest mistakes. And we've seen this year. We don't want to develop guys. We don't want to put guys in a position where they slowly start to gain this lesson and that lesson first. As we see, you brought in a guy and Zach Robinson who wasn't developed. You brought in a Jimmy Lakes for the most part that wasn't developed, in hopes that Kirk Cousins would be able to play the first 2 years and y'all could slowly and hopefully get Michael Penix to finally get it. But like I said, you can't escape. Warren always say this: you can't escape the rookie process. Everything is about patience. Everything about patience. The greatest things come out of patience. We don't want that. We want the Michael Vick and Matt Ryan experience now. We don't want to wait 2 to 3 years to develop quarterbacks. So that's what it takes. Sometimes it takes longer to develop a quarterback in 2 to 3 years.
Right. And like you said, Drew here said we need to keep Pitts. He's a generational talent. And I will say this is, like you said, this topic is actually was inspired by one of Drew's videos where he's talking about re-signing Kyle Pitts too. This was actually inspiration to from the minister himself. So, like I said, if y'all have not subscribed to Drew Talk Sports, y'all make sure y'all go ahead and do the damn thing. He's almost at the 3K mark. So y'all better do it on my watch or we'll leave that for another day. But my thing is, it's a lot of people that are looking at this situation, and they were looking at this past game as something that they were shocked that was there. And my honest opinion is like, why the hell is y'all shocked? We've seen this. We know what this is. We know what this guy is capable of. It's about putting people in the right position. It's about knowing, okay, if his strength is he's faster than linebackers and he's bigger against safeties, use him in the middle of the field. That's what they did. They ran him across the middle of the field. This type of game you got. Problem is, just like what Mike said, you have an inexperienced coordinator, an inexperienced coordinator who had an inexperienced quarterback and a whole bunch of high-profile weapons. There's a lot of different aspects of that thing where it could go good and it can go bad.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, it literally took your number one wide receiver to be out for damn near a month to realize that Kyle Pitts specializes in the middle of the field.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a damn shame because that seems like that is the theme of this regime right now, this coaching regime.
Figured it out too late.
We figure it out way too late. And then, like you said, now you're at an aspect now where Kyle Pitts is a possibility of not even getting franchise tag, but testing the free agent market. Now, my question to you, Mike, is do you believe that Kyle Pitts may not be here in 2026?
Yeah, when you got stupid is and stupid does and dumb and dumber, that's always the case.
Stupid is and stupid does. Which one is stupid is and which one is stupid does? Or it doesn't matter.
Stupid is Raheem. He's just stupid, all right? And stupid does is Zach Robinson. I thought that was self-explanatory.
No, it's self-explanatory, but sometimes you can kind of interchange it. You can interchange it based on the situation.
Based on the situation, yeah, you can.
I mean, with your head coach sitting up here yelling at the camera, talking about call that.
If that ain't stupid, that is stupid.
Or celebration song like this. That is what that shit remind me of every time I hear that.
Yeah.
But I just hate the fact that it had to come down because what a lot of people don't. A lot of people are not paying attention to is Kyle Pitts is literally 200 yards away from a 1,000-yard season.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say that again. He is 200. He is second in the league as far as the tight end position in yards.
Yes.
Now, there's two big questions that could be asked about that. And a lot of people will ask them, is the numbers up this high because he hasn't performed well, been held back, or is it just a contract year? Well, three questions. I'm like this at this point. If your wide receiver core is as bad as they played all year, you better be lucky you got a tight end that was able to handle that type of load that he has done this year. For as bad as this wide receiving core has been.
But
no, Southside said, but guess what? Some fans are going to ask if he can get those numbers if Drake doesn't get hurt in Carolina.
that's the whole point of having second and third options.
Mm-hmm.
It's not see only fans question whether or not he should be the guy or they should be getting numbers together at the same time. His job is to literally be the first option when the first option isn't there. Like you very seldom gonna have 2-3 guys catching 8 catches in the same game without overdoing it. So I mean, but only wide receivers only worry about that type of stuff. Only wide receivers worry about trying to get 8 catches when the other guy got 8 catches. That's not gonna help the team win if you got 2 receivers, a tight end, both of them crying over touches. That's the stuff fans only think about. And we got some selfish wide receivers out here who think about that too. Y'all know who they are, but that's Kyle Pitts' job is to step up when the guy ain't the guy right now.
Mm-hmm. And I know the past couple of days I know he had a quote where he said that he does want to be here.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't mind being here, but he also said in that same quote or in that same presser where he says, I'm here for my teammates in the moment and I don't think about the money.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever happens, happens.
Mm-hmm.
Which means he's not getting caught up into all the hype about or around a lot of this stuff. Like you said, this may be a situation where he may not be here next year. So this is also another one of those questions that have to be asked. So if he is not here in 2026, Mike, in your opinion, where or what team do you think Kyle Pitts would be the best fit for, and who do you think would be the teams that would kind of look at him and pursue him in that moment?
I mean, people might say I'm losing my mind when I say this, but I think Kyle Pitts would any team that's in a playoff picture, he'll make them Super Bowl contenders. Like, could you picture Kyle Pitts with Lamar Jackson? That motherfucker had about 30 touchdowns. Because that motherfucker, all he does is throw the ball to Picture Kyle Pitts with Shanahan. Shanahan loves throwing the ball to tight ends. So it's like teams are like Andy Reid with the Chiefs. Like Andy Reid loves tight ends. Okay, he loves them. So my thing is, it's so many teams out there. Like even the Chargers, the list could go on and on with teams. Like look, like I said, the Falcons would be dumb to just let Kyle Pitts walk and then get with another team. Because like I said, any team, Philadelphia is another team. Cowboys, if he went to the Cowboys, Dak loved throwing the ball. That's all he want to do is throw the ball. Dak, he put up some monster numbers with Dallas. Like it's too many teams out here that would love to have a Kyle Pitts.
I'm about to say it's one team that I'm surprised ain't a lot of people really have mentioned here so far. I know a lot of people, I know everybody's saying the 49ers, Chiefs, Seahawks and stuff. But who would say that a guy like a Sean Payton may be looking at a Kyle Pitts to pair up with Bo Nix?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He knows what to do with a Kyle Pitts. He knows exactly what to do with a Kyle Pitts type. He had a couple of them.
Right.
That's why I said, like, only our idiot coaches don't know what to do with them.
Right. So we kind of have to be prepared as Falcon fans, we have to be prepared for Kyle Pitts not to be here in 2026. This is a preparation moment. That's why I said, is this the final days of Kyle Pitts in Atlanta? And it's very interesting that now that the clock is ticking on that, now a lot of people are looking at him like, nah, he needs to stay here and be here. I think that's comical.
I said it's hilarious, boy. That's hilarious. Now you saying that.
Spent the last 3 years talking about Kyle Pitts was one of the worst draft picks in Falcon history. We need to re-sign him. Yeah, that is weird. That shit just came in. Just it not even just last year. They were saying this shit like literally a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is, if he does get if they do hit the franchise tag with him, we gonna look at it from that aspect too. It's a lot of sacrifices that's gonna have to come with that too, because if the franchise tag is about 12 to 13, that means it's a quite a few restructures that's going to have to happen to make room for that, while also being able to build this team. That's why Penix being hurt and possibly out for 2026 kind of destroyed the plans of what this team was supposed to be within these last couple years. Well, going on from this year to next year, it actually destroys a lot of the plans that they may have had, because they're going to make a sacrifice here.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, you got a David Onyemata who's a free agent, most likely will not be back with the emergence of Brandon Dorlus, of course, and Ruka Rororo. So Dorlus most likely will not be back. You have a Caden Ellis who they may let walk. Hence is the reason why they drafted Jalen Walker in the first place, because that's pretty much the same type of player. Like you said, you guys think about you running back too. Or is this team going to continue with 2 running backs, or are they going to just feature one? If they do a 2 running backs, Tyler Algier most likely will not be here. Like you said, you have to look at a Jesse Bates contract to see if that's something that you want to, get some some pieces, get some picks for. You may have to restructure an AJ contract, because, like you said, going into 2026 with a possible $9 to $10 million worth of cap space is not enough money when you got a lot of your starters pretty much going into free agency, or you have a lot of guys who are going into the final years of their deal. So you got to figure something out, and you don't really have a lot of draft picks a draft capital to replenish that. So is Kyle Pitts become a casualty of a bad financial situation?
Look, somebody's going to have to suffer. That's why I'm bringing up the impatience in that passage. Because, like I said, when you rush through things, something's going to be sacrificed. When you run something, automatically is going to be sacrificed. But if you're patient and willing to do things the right way, like something good could come out of it. Because you're patient with it and you're willing to do the things that's necessary to get to that point. But like now, it's like if it doesn't give us instant gratification, like everybody thinks it's just a terrible You know, it was a terrible draft pick, but like the more that we seeing that he could possibly be gone, and everybody panicking. It's like, damn, when we gonna get the next Kyle Pitts? When we gonna be able to get the next Kyle Pitts? Who's gonna be that guy? We don't even know now.
Shit, you still trying to figure out if you're gonna have a receiving option at tight end because your tight end 2 is Charlie Warner, aka your fullback.
Yeah, come on, bro.
So now, if you let Kyle Pitts walk, that weapon in the middle of the field is non-existent now. So now you're putting more pressure on the quarterback and the wide receivers to sit here and make some more plays. And you already know the wide receiver core we got ain't worth 2 dead flies smashed outside of Drake London right now. So let me ask you this question, Mike. Let me ask people this question, right? Let's say we let Kyle Pitts walk and this regime decides we're not going to upgrade the wide receiver room. How do you feel about this Atlanta Falcons pass attack with no Kyle Pitts and the current wide receiver room?
I know you want to leave me. But I'm going to be, I wouldn't be surprised, though. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they do that because, bro, we got David Seals as a number. Like, he don't need to be on like, come on, bro. That dude like a number 4, number 5 receiver. They motherfucker got about 500 snaps on the season. Like, what the hell? 500 snaps and 20 catches. If that. 500 snaps and like 20-something catches.
Nah, they ain't even 20 catches. He got 10. He got 10.
I'm trying to give him some leeway. He ain't even got that.
Well, fuck that leeway shit. Let's be real with it. That motherfucker got about 10 catches and 500 snaps.
So it wouldn't even surprise me. We got a lot of dumb stuff that's going on right now. That's the stuff that I'm talking about. We go from cutting Ray, who got 60 catches the previous season, or close to it, to David Seals, who ain't even got 20 of them, and he's receiving most of the time. So for me to see Kyle Pitts walk away, nothing surprises me. In the words of Jude, it don't even surprise me, dog. I'm expecting stupid crap to go on. We're gonna have a bunch of white wide receivers who ain't caught 10 passes in college and black running backs who ain't ran the ball ever, okay, until they got into college. That's what we're gonna have. We're gonna have a bunch of running backs who ain't never been running backs, and we're gonna have a bunch of white wide receivers who ain't played wide receiver until they got into college. This is what the Falcons. This is what the Falcons' future is gonna look like, y'all. Okay, we're gonna have a bunch of specialists. We're gonna have a bunch of specialists on the offensive side of the ball. None of this crap makes sense. Why you think they were so in love with Ray McCloud? He sucked as a wide receiver until he got here.
Yeah, based off the numbers, yeah, that's actually a fact. He had his career year here in Atlanta.
We don't even want running backs here, y'all. Let me say this again. We don't even want running backs on this team and this offense. Okay, all the ones that were supposed to have been good, we got rid of them. The wide receivers that was actually good in the preseason, okay, we ain't even playing them. The guy that sucks is the one that's getting all the playing time right now. So all the stereotypes that like you think is gonna be in football, exit. They talk about all black wide receivers gonna be that not no more. Okay, this gonna be Hokieville in Atlanta. Okay. It's gonna be the Beverly Hillbillies. Okay, let's get used to it. It's gonna be the Beverly Hillbillies right here in Atlanta.
What is it? It's gonna be Green Acres in the Green Acres is the place to be.
Like with all the stereotypes gonna be dead in Atlanta. I'm telling y'all.
Oh man, oh goddamn! I done dropped my phone. You saying that dumbass shit. Ski said if we let Pitts walk, Falcon fans will be calling for Terry Fontenot's head again. Mark my words.
Wrong person. Terry gave him the weapon. He didn't use it. That ain't Terry's fault. But he gonna try to snitch on him. That man done already snitched. I'm telling you, that man got a 9-page essay of why Terry Fontenot should be fired and he not fired. That boy the dog. I'm telling y'all.
So can we imagine 2026 with no Kyle Pitts with the wide receiver core right now? So you mean telling me Drake London is going to be getting 20 targets a game?
We're gonna have black tight ends that can't run fast, okay? We're gonna have white tight ends that run a 4-4 and they can't catch. All right, we're gonna have running backs that can't catch but they can run. We're gonna everything is gonna be wrong in here in Atlanta.
Oh,
we already seeing it. Tell me when I'm lying. We already seeing everything that goes. Bijan Robinson, he does great. Guess what happened? We lose. Everything that is supposed to be right is gonna be wrong in here in Atlanta. Raheem Stan.
Oh my God.
We got a black quarterback that don't like running. It's already in your face, people. Tell me when I'm lying. We got a white offensive coordinator who's a quarterback that don't even know what a wide receiver, a successful wide receiver, is supposed to look like. He getting rid of all the good ones, and he's the quarterback. He's the former quarterback. Tell me when I'm lying, y'all.
Mike, I think they want you to go ahead and get your rant on about that.
I know they do.
Go ahead.
That's all I'm saying. Everything in Atlanta that's going wrong is already going wrong. Everything.
So do you think that's why the crash out levels have been at an all-time high since we started doing
it? That's exactly why. He's trying to recreate the longest yard, okay? That's the fuck we gonna be looking like here in Atlanta.
Well, we don't have a Deacon Jones. We don't have an Earl Meggett. Well, actually, we do have an Earl Meggett and Bijan Robinson. We already got Paul Crew and Kirk Cousins.
Oh gosh, yeah.
We got David Seals, aka Brucey. So who Cheeseburger Eddie?
Shoot, look, yeah. Wow.
Cheeseburger Eddie.
Oh man.
Yeah, Brucey. We do got a Swatowski type of guy. Like I said, I mean, it ain't all bad. But when you got Brucey, aka David Seals, as your wide receiver too,
look, don't disrespect Jordy Nelson like that. That man ain't no damn Jordy Nelson.
That motherfucker ain't even heard of Renfro. What the fuck we talking about?
Now heard of Renfro. Oh boy.
I'm just saying. This
wide receivers core this offense is bad, bro. I'm telling y'all, they are awful.
So that's going, like I said, we're going to have that wide receiver core minus Kyle Pitts in 2026. So I'm asking the people, are y'all ready for that? Are you ready for that, Mike?
I ain't ready for it, but I'm prepared for it. Oh boy.
So what will end up happening is your boy Charlie Warner gonna be your tight end one.
Yep.
Yeah, like I said, Felipe Frank gonna be your tight end too.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm preparing myself for it. Especially
Drake,
when you got that much money. Look, man.
Look. Bijan Robinson already has about 700 receiving yards. He. Oh Lord. So you talk about Raheem Green Acres Falcons. nigga, this shit is gonna be unnecessary roughness part 2.
Yeah, boy, it is.
If anybody seen that movie, that is one of the funniest football movies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. You know me saying it's going to be a lot of changes this offseason. Boy, who you telling? Who you telling? He said Charlie Warner, this is his last year too. So you telling me we ain't gonna have no tight ends this year?
None. Y'all don't see what that dude look, man. I told you he got a 19-page letter already blaming everybody on why we wasn't good. He already got the explanation. That man can't wait to snitch, boy.
So you telling me it's gonna be Drake London and everybody else? That's gonna be the wide receiver core, Drake London and everybody. Boy, if that is the case, boy, prepare for Bijan Robinson to be a 1,500-yard receiver and a 1,500-yard running back next year. Like I said, Rashad said it earlier too. Said, not sure if we should consider Jacina Anderson a credible source, but she reports the Falcons have interest in Bill Belichick. Too late now, motherfucker.
I mean, the thing is, that's not really. You can't say she's not a credible source because they've already shown that they have interest in Belichick. That doesn't go away. The thing is whether or not they're going to pull the trigger in regards to Raheem. So, like, I am not saying that she's not a credible source. I think she is a credible source. But the thing is, again, will they pull the trigger on Raheem? I think that's what we need to be focused on.
Look. I'm telling you right now, me, and this is Styles speaking here. This is Kev speaking. My mindset is already prepared for Raheem Morris and Zach Robinson to be back next year. I'm already prepared for that. And you know what it would do? It would make me laugh. It would make me laugh, cry, be mad, and sad at the same time. Because I don't, like I said, it's just bad. But what it does is, Raheem Morris is making all of us money right now. So shoot, yeah, bring his ass back. Bring his ass back. Fuck it.
Bring it. Look, after dealing with stupid, I don't care if that man 84, okay? Bring him in.
Hey, look, you can bring Coach Bo you for all I care.
Yeah, like after dealing with this, nah, I don't care if motherfucker 84, 94. Bring him in, okay?
Mark
Bring Bill Belichick in for 2 years and tell him to go sit down after them 2 years. We good.
Is that Mark Davis said Arthur Smith in 2022 was working with something similar? No, the fuck he didn't.
Similar with what?
Similar with what? Ain't no similarity. 2022
had a bunch of look, he had goddamn a bunch of screws.
2022, the Atlanta Falcons was ranked as one of the 3 worst teams in the NFL. They wasn't working with nothing similar.
They had nothing. That man didn't have nothing. That man he upgraded from saltine crackers to Ritz crackers. That's what he was upgraded to.
We look. It was a miracle we won 7 games that year. That's the funny part about it. It was a miracle. They was expected to win 2 that year. They fucked around and ended up with 7, which is very interesting because I remember correctly, it was you know what? I'm gonna leave that alone. I don't want to be reminded of that because I ain't seen that motherfucker. I ain't seen that particular person in this chat since 2022, in which he, like I said, he lost a bet to me, saying that the Falcons was. Yeah, I ain't seen that said person in this chat since 2022.
Woo-wee.
So yeah, man, it like you said, bro. This is exactly what happens when you have a football team that has a lot of expectations and the expectations ain't being met. And like and at the tail end of it, there's a lot of stuff that just has to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it is what it is at this point. Like you said, bro, that's why I told you before, firing Raheem Morris is the right thing to do. But but in my personal case, in my own sick sadistic way, no, you don't fire Raheem Morris. Like you said, what you do is you force him to fix the shit that he caused. You force him to fix this shit. You force Terry to fix it. You force Zach Robinson to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't fix it within 2026, that's where you throw their asses out the house. Fresh Prince style.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I will be interested in him coming back just for my pocket's sake. Okay.
Yeah. Raheem Morris gets everybody paid right now. Look, bring his ass back. God damn it! How about that?
I like seeing people completely losing their mind over this dude. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we gonna use him like corporate America. All right, your stupidity gets us paid. Nigga, keep doing it.
And two, a lot of these people ask for it. That's what y'all ask for. Y'all don't want things that actually work.
We want chaos. This is all this is. We want the chaos. We see the chaos, and it's gonna make a lot of people mad. It's gonna make a lot of people sad. The shit makes me laugh. But like I said, man, it just go back down to the question is 2026 is about to be very, very interesting, and I'm intrigued to see how they're gonna pull this off. But we do got one more topic here, and like I said, it's not gonna take too long because obviously it's not a 30-minute worthy type of topic. And I gotta ask everybody a question. The 2026 NFL draft. Why does it seem like that this draft is like the most boring, bland ass shit we're about to deal with? Because ain't nobody talking about nobody and no excitement going into this draft at this point right now. Because even with last year's draft, you knew you had a certain amount of players like, oh man, this shit's gonna be exciting. Bro, it's so bad this year. The Georgia fans ain't even talking about Georgia players going into this draft like this. That lets you know how bad this shit is. Because you know how the average Georgia fan tell you about every fucking Georgia player. Yeah. Ain't nobody talking about nobody. Even with Mendoza winning the Heisman, nobody fucking cares. There's a problem right now in college football. Why do you think there's no hype going for this upcoming draft class? And do you think because of that lack of hype, that's the reason why Terry Fontenot pulled the trigger for James Pierce like he did?
I do. Because looking at this, I'm looking at Jeremiah Love, Arvo Reese, Peter Woods, Ruben Bain, Spencer Fano, Caleb Downs, Ty Simpson, Keldrick Falk, David Bailey, Francis Magoa, oh, that hell you just said shit. Dante Moore, Lenora Sillis is a top 15 and somebody. That Lenora Sillis being the top 15 is just that's despicable in its own right.
That's that Anthony Richardson shit. So we already know what that is.
Jordan Tyson, like damn near, like we got about we got 3 players come from Ohio State in the top 15. That's a problem right there. I don't know nothing else in this. Maybe Ruben Bain is the one I know. Like that I know that may be worth something. I don't even know how to spell that Mateo. I don't even know how to pronounce his last name from Oregon.
Oh, we ain't gonna try it.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna try it. But not a Georgia. It's not one Georgia guy that's in this top draft. Not a single Georgia prospect that's in this top. Not one.
But do you think what it is because it's not a lot of guys coming from the major schools that's within that top 15 bracket is the reason why there's not a lot of hype? And what I mean by a lot of hype, like you said, it's going to be people that's going to know a lot of players, but we're just talking about from the average, sports fan. It's not really a lot of excitement going in with the mindset of this 2026 draft.
Mm-hmm.
It's really not. So
I think that's exactly. I think that's exactly it. Like it's just not a lot of draft. It's not a lot of hype behind it. Like there's not one player in here where these sports agencies can put some money behind them and market them. Like it really ain't a lot. Besides them trying to put Caleb Downs as this generational Ed Reed, and I still don't get that, but like that's the only person that I'm looking at that they're saying that is on that level, and I think he pulled out of the like I said, I don't know how true it is, but what I'm hearing in the room is that he's not going to play in the playoff. So, just something that I heard weeks ago.
Okay.
Don't know if that's accurate. I doubt if it's accurate, but like I said, it's just one of those things that's out there.
Okay. So I do see a lot of people in here, John and Rashad and Mark here is pretty much saying that they thinking that the NIL in itself is kind of like what is kind of destroying the hype of these drafts in particular, since you got a lot of these guys that are constantly on the move and nobody really gets acclimated with certain players in certain colleges. Like we just saw, like DJ Lagway, he transferring after he got the big hype at Florida, and was it the Raiola kid, the Dylan Raiola kid from the aka I want to be Patrick Mahomes' lover boy. He transferring and shit, and
that's a sick human being right there, boy.
That mama is obsessed with Patrick Mahomes right now.
He is sick in the head.
Yeah. And I could see that being a point. I mean, you got a lot of parity in college football, and like you said, with a lot of the major teams. I mean, you got to think about it. The college playoff. We got James Madison in the college football playoffs right now.
Mm-hmm.
James Madison.
Yeah. Most people don't even know what the hell that at.
That sound like a military school.
James Madison. This is like a military school.
Nah, I think it's a regular. I think it's a regular college.
Like I'm saying it sounds like a military school under a bunker or some shit.
But that's kind of the thing is like it just seems like it just for me it just seemed like it's just not a lot of hype coming into it for like average fans. Like you said, you got people that do watch a lot of college football. They're going to, and like you said, y'all going to know a lot of the prospects right off rip like that. But for the average person, they're not going to know. Like I'll just use, for example, last year's draft. You knew Shedeur Sanders. You knew Cam Ward. You knew Abdul Carter. You heard of Ashton Jeanty. You heard Mike Green, James Pierce, Jalen Walker. You had at least 15 to 20 players. You had at least, I'm going to say, like, you had at least 30 players that people were excited to hear about, that you knew, okay, we got to look out for these players. This year is like, who the fuck is out there?
I mean, there's years of underdeveloping talent also that contributed to this. Like these guys, like because the NIL has contributed to a lot of these guys transferring from school to school. It's hard to teach people if they're not going to stay longer than 6 months.
Oh my!
So that's why we're seeing a increase in RPO, because it's quick. It's easy to incorporate RPO into everything fast.
But I will say this, and my can I get and this is a rare occurrence. But can I get sit your goofy ass down award for somebody today?
Oh God, go! Whoa, please hit it, please.
Oh, I must do this. Speaking of college football.
Oh gosh.
Mr. TJ Finley. If you haven't heard of the news, Mr. TJ Finley will be entering the transfer portal for the 6th time.
Wow.
The 6th time. I had to get to I saw this story, man. I'm looking like, what the fuck is we doing? So for those that don't know, TJ Finley is a quarterback. He was actually a 5-star prospect coming out of high school back in 2018. This dude literally has entered the transfer portal and played for. He just transferred from Georgia State this year after transfer from Texas Southern the year before. And the year before that, he was at Auburn. The year before that, he was at LSU. Just know his
LSU, Auburn, Texas State, Western Kentucky, Tulane, and Georgia State
in consecutive years. What the fuck? Nigga, give it up.
Read or something. That's probably what it is. That motherfucker
can't read. Nigga, give it up.
That motherfucker can't read.
That boy give it up.
That boy got to be slow.
Give it up. You see, if we looking at a dude literally said it's one thing if you had a bunch of injuries in colleges, that's one thing. But the fact that you transferring shit because you can't get on the field, that's not the school's problem. That's your fault. You ain't worth shit. I just thought that was just wild. I said, dude,
what the hell you transfer for school? Who the fuck want to travel? You sound like a damn bum. Looking for a place to stay. You sound like you looking for a place to stay.
He said he had 7 years of eligibility. I like, whoa. You know what? I like, wow.
Motherfucker just looking for a couch to lay on. That's
wow. Wow. I'm about to say, I mean, the one thing is, if you at least graduated, have you graduated yet?
I told you can't read.
See. My thing is, I wouldn't have an issue if he had already graduated, but 7 years of eligibility, that's some wild shit, bro. I ain't never heard that before. Well, no, I ain't gonna take that back. I've heard that before. It was a tight end that played at Miami who literally played college football for 10 years, and 6 of those years he was hurt.
But he hurt. I understand.
No, but that's why I'm saying. That's why I understand that part about it, because they had to throw that plus the COVID year. So you got to throw the COVID year in there too.
Good God Almighty!
Oh my God! He said John said he wants to get paid without playing in the NFL. Well, eventually the shit gonna run out. Eventually it's gonna run out. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at his numbers right now at Georgia State. God Almighty.
Pull them out. Pull the numbers out. If you don't pull the numbers out, I'm gonna look them up for my damn self too.
So hold on. Man, the motherfucker ain't played for 5 games. Shit, I see why. Okay.
Oh wow.
7 games. Oh yeah. You see it, kid?
I'm looking at it right now, dude. He should have just stuck. He should have just stuck at. This motherfucker was a sophomore. He was a freshman in 2020 with LSU. Transferred to Auburn in 2021 for 2 seasons. Then transferred to Texas State, which he had a hell of a year at Texas State. Then after Texas State, he transferred to Western Kentucky, which he didn't play that much at all. Then just went to Georgia. You know what?
And he looked like crap at Georgia State too. How you look like crap at Georgia State? Okay.
And you talk about a quarterback that was 6'7", 250, bro. You was already built. You know what? No, he just
sucked, and he's trying to get as much as he can get out of it.
That Texas State season, that's the disappointing part. That Texas State season, he had a hell of a year that year.
He should have just stayed. He should have just stayed there.
3,400.
A lot of them get bad advice. They get a lot of bad advice. Like, you got to put up some consistency.
But I say it like that, man. So we gonna go ahead and get up on out of here, man. We got Truth coming up here with the exclusive World of Wrestling with the exclusive World of Wrestling crew. So they're gonna be recapping on a lot of the wrestling topics that's been going on here within the last week. I ain't got too much more to say about that. But like I said, man, just appreciate everybody tuning in. 6MK Live, Mad Mike Sports. This is the convo. So until next time, people, we ain't here to play.
No.
We here to stay.
Oh yeah, dig it.
You ain't gotta go home.
But you got to go watch the Rams and the Seahawks for the divisional championship.
And don't end up like TJ Finley. We out.